What's up, everyone? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah, the name. Check us out on YouTube, and we're ready to rock and roll. Yeah, with 26, Part 2 of the Fantastic Four versus the Hulk. And hell, yes, the Avengers have joined the fight. Will the Fantastic Four and the Avengers get along? Will the Hulk smash everything in sight? We'll find out on this conclusion. Now, this is just giving us a recap. Reed Richards is out due to some kind of virus. I'm going to call it space herpes. Storm has been hurt, because the Hulk kind of just smothered him. And Sue's staying with Reed, leaving the Thing to slug it out with the Hulk. And he kind of knocked him out. And I love how every time the Thing gets knocked down, he takes something and uses it to his advantage. Like he gets a bunch of dirt, throws it in his face. Using dirty tactics. But is it really dirty when he's stronger than you? I mean, you have to use every trick in the book. And that's what the Thing's doing. And right now, Reed is, I guess, kind of going a little delusional with the fever. He wants to go out there. He's stretching himself out until finally he passed out. And this doctor kind of studies the virus. And they're going to try to re-engineer like a antivirus or something like that. But meanwhile, the Human Torch is kind of in the hospital. He realizes that Ben's fighting alone and takes off even though his hands hurt. And it's kind of interesting that he can actually keep the bandages on and fly, being full Human Torch power. But anyways, he shows up, he starts throwing fireballs at Hulk. And Hulk isn't a complete idiot in this. I mean, if you actually read this, he's fairly intelligent and very mean. And I just love how he just kind of uses the hydrant. That's an old trick right there. Johnny's used to that. He fires a blast, trying to knock him out with a building. Then Hulk grabs two rocks and smashes them together. The force from this collision is literally enough to knock them both back. This is how powerful the Hulk is. And the guys from the army are just panicking. They're trying to decide who or what they're going to call in if the Fantastic Four fails. But one of them decides to take a shot at the Hulk. Which really is not a good thing to do. He throws it right back into the sky like it was nothing. And a Human Torch is basically spent at this point. He can't go on. And Thing tells him to kick back because it's time for him to rumble with the Hulk. And I guess this is like a news truck or something kind of following him. And they're doing it at their own peril. Meanwhile, in the subway, the Hulk kind of tries to catch a ride. And he, stops the train instead of smashing it. Tells the people to get out. Gets in and drives the subway car. Pops up under the Avengers mansion. This doesn't sound like the idiot Hulk to me. Just saying. And there are the Avengers, surprised that a big green Goliath is there. And he starts ripping them apart. And as he's throwing them around like rag dolls, he grabs his friend Rick, who he thinks in his mind has betrayed him, and is trying to take off with him to try to figure out what is going on. But meanwhile, I guess they managed to synthesize an antidote, and Reed is making a speedy recovery. And he gets dressed, ready to help out Ben, and the rest of the Fantastic Four get healed up, and they're ready for round 2 with the Hulk. Well, I guess basically round 1 for the rest of them. But the Avengers there, and they're trying to take care of business as Hulk has Rick by the arm. The Wasp is kind of getting into his ear as Captain America, rams into him. And the Hulk's trying to smash him. I love this, good old clean living. That's how Captain America is able to dodge the Hulk. But anyways, the Fantastic Four shows up. Johnny throws some fireballs. Reed tries to stretch out with his hand and ends up tangling Iron Man. These teams have not really met. They're not used to working with each other. So they're kind of getting in each other's way. This is one of those times where the numbered game doesn't work because they don't know how to work together as a team. And as the Thing actually kind of goes after Hulk, Thor ends up hitting him with his hammer. That's just pretty funny. Of course, the Thing, threatens to give him what for. Meanwhile, Hulk takes good old Rick to a building that's being built. And these guys are having a little argument, blaming everyone for this and that. While Iron Man has an advantage. He has a little radio to the military and the police department, basically everyone else, and they're keeping an eye out for Hulk. And this is how they find him. He's in this building that's being built, and the Human Torch just kind of lays a little firepower down. And at this point, Iron Man is trying to get him away, so he uses his repulsor beam. Except he puts too much force into it, and it kind of puts out Johnny Storm, so they have to catch him, or he's, probably going to die. And at the same time, this drains Iron Man's power, so he tries using it on the Hulk. It's kind of like a magnetic ray, and it just puts out on him. And the Hulk is able to just turn this to his advantage and smashes Iron Man up in the steel, leaving him tangled. And of course, Thor gets him out. I have to say, I do like the old school Iron Man with the pointy helmet. Just wanted to point that out. It's just really cool. Anyways, Thor gets him out. Iron Man's still a little knocked out. And here comes the Thing, his favorite sparring partner right now. And you just gotta love how he outsmarts him, like hitting the steel beam right there, doing everything he can to kind of duck and dodge. But I guess the building starts coming down, and the Hulk actually dumps cement on him. But of course, Captain America helps out for a little bit. And this is just Captain America for you. He's using the Hulk's momentum and muscle against him. He kind of fights like Batman. He thinks with his mind, Of course, he throws his shield, but the Hulk is able to kind of take it away from him and neutralize him for a bit. And here comes Ant-Man. And this is just hilarious. He's kind of just turning big, shrinking down, going, you missed me, little fella. Turns around, shrinks down again, kind of going back and forth. And it's just driving the Hulk insane. And it's also distracting him, so the other guys kind of form a plan. So the Wasp and Ant-Man kind of send the ants after him. And Rick, takes this moment where the Hulk's mouth is open, while those ants are kind of getting into his brain, and throws this radiation pill into his mouth. And I don't know why he didn't use this before, this gamma pill. And the Hulk kind of turns back into normal and falls into the ocean and disappears. And these guys have a little meeting, They kind of thank each other for working together, explain that Rick's going to be Captain America's new sidekick, and off the Fantastic Four walks. And Johnny Storm learns that Ben Grimm is a little bit cuter than the Hulk, and I'll catch you on the flip side.